I called for assembly sitting on the 3rd of March 2009, and I have all the evidence, to show that I, as a speaker, I have the power to call for the state assembly sitting. But unfortunately, the state secretary also working against me, and he has stopped me from having the assembly in the assembly hall. They used the police FRU, didn't allow us to go into, even to cross the gate, the SUK gate. And at that time, we got no choice. All right, we got no choice. As you all know, we have to sit under the tree. The assembly under the tree was held on the 3rd March 2009. Very, very historical moment. Okay, and of course, many say that the sitting is not valid. Okay, but as far as I know, right, you can check in any law book. Okay, there's nowhere it is mentioned that you cannot sit under the tree. All right, there's only two things important for a sitting. You must have the speaker, and you must have the quorum. On that day, I was there as a speaker, and I had the quorum. So there's no reason for me not to have the assembly, or you say that the assembly is invalid. My feeling at that time, it was very weird, but I got no choice. We call it doctrine of necessity, whereby when you don't have the choice, right? It is not that I want to do it under the tree, right? But I've got no choice. I already issued the notice. I've called all the assemblymen, but when the executive power, they try to stop the legislative, I got no choice. We passed few resolutions. One is that to call upon Datuk Sri Nizar to see our Tuanku Sultan and ask for the dissolution of the state. Okay, this Jawatan Kuasa Hak dan Kebebasan is actually our privilege committee. Okay, the privilege committee. The committee have decided to bar Zamri to attend state assembly sitting for 18 months, and also the other ESCO members for 12 months. This is a decision made by the privilege committee. Okay, privilege committee is something like a discipline committee, right? And you have to get approval. This is only a decision made by the Jawatan Kuasa. Now, this was another resolution brought out under the tree, to approve it, and we did that, So basically, when it has been approved in the assembly, it means Zamri and the others, they cannot attend the assembly sitting, and obviously, if they don't attend, they will not have the majority. Okay, and in that case, the rightful government to the Perak state until today, it is Pakatan Rakyat. It is not Barisan Nasional. Even in the standing orders, it's clearly mentioned the date and time decided by the speaker. Yes. But they did not even consult me, okay, on the date. They just fixed the date, and they sent me a letter saying that, on the 7th May 2009, we are calling for an assembly sitting. Right? Before I start the assembly, I gave clear instructions. I said, okay, since the Jawatan Kuasa Hak dan Kebebasan had made this decision, and sitting under the tree approved that decision, now I want the three of them, okay, the three frogs, to go out of the assembly, and also Zamri and the other six. So all in 10 of them, should leave the assembly. That was my instruction. But of course, they refused to obey. They were so adamant. They wanted to be in the house, and it is very clear. If you read the standing orders, all right, keputusan speaker adalah muktamad. I was there from morning about 9 something until about 2:30 in the afternoon. I didn't go out. I didn't come out of my seat. I was sitting there, and it was real fight going on in the assembly from both sides. And during this period, they appointed Ganesan. Okay, they came up with a resolution and to remove me. Okay, and to appoint Ganesan. Of course, they have submitted a motion to remove me and appoint Ganesan. But one day before that, one day before the assembly, I already reject the motion. And all this happening in the assembly, in a corner. All right, they gathered in a corner, and they called the deputy speaker, you know, and asked her to become the speaker. And they just say, okay, di depan kita ada satu usul, okay, usul untuk to remove me, memecatkan speaker Sivakumar. And then siapa sokong angkat tangan. So dia sokong angkat tangan. Then after that satu lagi usul. Sekarang saya mencadangkan satu lagi usul untuk melantik Datuk Ganesan sebagai speaker. Siapa sokong angkat tangan. So angkat tangan. Habis. You know. So as easy as that. You know. When I'm still sitting there as a speaker, okay, you are doing this. But according to the law, when the speaker is still sitting on the chair, no one else can chair the assembly. No one else. And then the most important thing, why I say we are still the rightful government of Perak, even they admit that. Okay, after removing me, after appointing Ganesan, third motion, okay, they wanted to nullify the assembly sitting under the tree. Alright, so they also brought the motion there. And after that they say, okay, persidangan di bawah pokok adalah tidak sah. What does it mean? From 3rd March, assembly under the sitting, until 7th May, are you trying to say that you agree that the decision made under the sitting is valid? Alright? If you believe that it is not valid from the day one, then why did you bring a motion in the state assembly? Definitely they did not have the majority in the house, because 10 of them cannot attend the assembly. So automatically the state government is Perak, Pakatan government until today. After the motion, Ganesan tried to come to my place, you know, asked me to get out of my place, and he wants to take over the place, you know. They used the sergeant at arm. They failed, and finally they got no choice. They have to call the police in the assembly hall. Okay.
The real police from outside came inside the Dewan?
Yeah.
But
yeah.
Is that okay for policemen to come inside the Dewan?
No, they should not. You see, this is an abuse of power. Basically, it's abuse of power, whereby police should not enter the assembly hall. All right, you cannot use force, external force, in the house. Whatever problem you have is between the assemblymen. We have to solve it by ourselves. You cannot bring external force. That's why you have sergeant at arm. All right, you can only use him. All right, and even the sergeant at arm only takes instruction from the speaker. So that day when I was giving instruction to him, he is not taking any instruction from me. Finally, they got no choice. The police entered. Quite a number of them, easily about 70, 80 of them. They dragged me out. You know, they dragged me out, and they put me in a storeroom, and locked me there for maybe about 1 hour. I did not regret at all, okay, for what I did for Perak, because I went all out, the maximum that I can do. All right, I think that's the most I can do, lah. After they use the force, definitely I cannot do anything else. Okay, I was very sad. It's not because I'm losing the position as speaker. I was the last person to defend the state, because Dato' Sri Nizar lost his position much earlier. All right, then I'm the last person to hold on. So everybody was depending on me. The whole Perak state, and also the people of Perak state and Pakatan Rakyat was only depending on me for the last fight.
When they forcefully come inside and like drag you out and all that, that happened not on it's not according to law. It's according to their influence. Am I right to say that?
Yeah, definitely. You see, the practice of any Commonwealth countries, all right, even in our parliament, the police don't dare to go in the parliament house. You cannot. You know, it never happened in any Commonwealth countries. But here it is totally abuse of power. You know, so just because they want to come into power, they thought they can do anything. You know, it's a very shameful event, lah. You know, when you bring the police in the house to remove me.